going on today, guys? Tomcat here, and this video is going to be one of my first vlogs in a while. It's sort of partially a vlog, partially a discussion, but as you guys know, I like to take my S2000 up to the mountains to drive, have fun, meet up with friends, that kind of thing. And it's really just all about the community of driving in the mountains, or when I go to the track, it's about the community and about the friendships that you make in an environment like that. Now, I went up to one of my favorite roads. The people that know the road are gonna know what road it is, and the people that don't know what the road is, I don't know. I'm not gonna make a big deal about what road it was on, but I'm just gonna more detail the things that went on. Now, the topic I'm gonna get into, I know that not a lot of people in the car-based YouTube community have really talked about it. I mean, I'm kind of a weird in-between because I'm a gamer and a car guy, and I occasionally post car stuff, but mostly gaming. So I consider myself more of a game guy, but that's besides the point. A lot of, well, not a lot, but some motovloggers have talked about similar topics, I guess you could say. For one, that I'm going to get into later in the video, that, you know, on bikes that don't wear gear, or bikers that don't wear gear. Cycle Cruiser did a whole video about that. And Do It With Dan has done a couple videos on similar things, or at least similar, like, I guess, types of encounters. But regardless, basically, I had a bike with no and a rider with no gear come all the way across the double yellow into my lane and cut completely over, and I had to go into a pull-off. Now, it doesn't look on the video quite as close as it actually was because of the fisheye effect on a GoPro. But regardless, coming all the way over the double yellow lane, or the double yellow line, into the opposite lane with traffic approaching you, not only with traffic approaching you, but you shouldn't go over that double yellow line regardless. That is one of the most clear, most widely understood rules of mountain driving etiquette, and really of driving etiquette anyway. It doesn't matter what kind of vehicle you're on, and I know there's gonna be that small percentage of bikers that are gonna be like, well, a bike has more reaction, you know, you can react quicker on a bike than you can in a car, so it's fine. Not necessarily. And also for the guys that are gonna say, oh, well, I can see 3 corners ahead, so it doesn't matter, I can cut if I want. That's also not okay, because if you cut over, you don't know if there's a sport bike coming the other way going 60, 70, 80 miles an hour. Who knows? And he may not have time to avoid you, and you may not have time to get back in your own lane. And so these things are, I think, the whole thing of me wanting to make a video about this was because I hadn't seen anybody cut all the way over like that, especially on a sport bike, in a long time. And it has an effect on you because you think, you know, what if I was just a little bit closer? What if I had come around that corner just a little bit sooner? What if right when he was coming down the hill, I was going right up the hill? You know, because there's nowhere you can go, there's nowhere he can go, and he just goes right into you, and, you know, there goes his bike, possibly him, and, you know, there goes the front of your car as well. I mean, in a situation like that, there's no brilliant outcomes if, you know, if both people hit each other. And please know that in bringing this up, I am in no way calling out sport bikes or drive anything against sport bikes. Harley riders do this stuff just as much. I've seen it as well. It's not bike specific. It's not, you know, oh, a cruiser will do this, or a sport bike will do this, or hell, a dual sport or an adventure bike. It doesn't matter what bike you're on if you don't ride it properly. And the same goes for the car guys. You know, I mean, car guys, I've seen guys in muscle cars do it. I've seen guys in JDM cars do it. And you know what? They're both idiots. They're both idiots. If you're crossing over that double yellow line, it's an idiotic move for multiple reasons. One, because you really do not know what is coming. The second you go across the double yellow line into the other lane, you put yourself in oncoming territory. Not only do you put yourself in oncoming territory, but you also become a major risk to the people going in the opposite direction. So, stay in your own lane. Stay in your own lane, no matter whether you're in an S2000, a GTR, a Camaro, a Mustang, a Harley Sportster, or a Gixxer, or whatever it so happens to be. Stay in your own lane. And I know I keep going on about this like a rant, but you know what? It kind of is a personal rant to me, because once you go over that line, you're an unnecessary hazard to everybody else that comes up in the mountains to do this for fun. We all come up in the mountains to enjoy it. Doesn't matter what vehicle we're on. We can all coexist in this mountain driving environment with, you know, your sports cars, your muscle cars, your cruiser bikes, your sport bikes, whatever it is. We can all coexist in this and enjoy these roads together. We just need to not be idiots about it. And I'm sorry, but going over, actually, I'm not sorry, because this is true. Going over that double yellow line is one of the most idiotic moves you can make. And also, just to also talk about the fact real quick that the biker that came over the line had, like, no gear on. He was in a t-shirt. So that also says a little bit about, you know, that says a little bit about the rider himself, because maybe he doesn't care. Maybe he doesn't care about himself even if he's wearing, you know, a t-shirt on a sport bike. The other thing about cutting over the double yellow line, and this is a big one, is the fact that if you're cutting over the double yellow line, that sends a message to a lot of people. That sends a message to everybody that sees it. That sends a bad message about everybody that comes up in the mountains to do this stuff for fun, because they look at the people that are cutting over the double yellow lines and then they apply that. Not all people do this, but a lot of people will see that, and then they'll see everybody else that comes up here just to have fun and stays in their own lane, and they think that they're gonna be similar to that other lane crossing idiot anyway, just because you're on a sport bike or in a sports car or whatever. And it's definitely not a good way to build the community, and it's not a good way to represent the community, because whenever you come out, you're representing your community. Whenever you go out in a sports car or a sport bike or on a Harley or on, like I said, whatever, or on a dual sport, it doesn't, in a damn Jeep, you're representing your community and the community around your vehicle. And if you're doing dumb crap, that's gonna project a opinion that the rest of the community doesn't really want, because when people see, you know, when people see a sports car coming or a sport bike coming, none of us want them to think, oh, here comes one of those idiots. But unfortunately, due to the actions of some idiots, that is occasionally what we end up seeing out here on the mountains sometimes. And I have a lot of friends in the car community. I have a lot of friends in the bike community that the key here is to be on point, be responsible, and, you know, and treat that double yellow line as a damn brick wall. If you don't treat that double yellow line as a damn brick wall, then you don't really need to be up here. It's plain and simple. That double yellow line is your brick wall, and you do not cross it. You do not cross it. And it's just one of those really important things that, again, right when you cross over it, you just got to keep in mind that you are making a really bad name for an otherwise great community. And I actually don't remember why I slowed. Oh, I remember why I slowed way down here. Hopefully you can see on the. Yeah, that's why I slowed way down here. I don't actually know why they were pulled over. I didn't even see. I didn't actually see them beforehand. I just rolled by and knew they were pulled over there. But regardless, that's the topic I wanted to cover in this video, because it's very important to me that I get this message out there. And I know I don't do stuff like this very often. I'm not very outward about my personal opinions when it comes to stuff like this. But when it gets down to something that hits home for me and really that really, you know, really irks me to see, then I'm gonna talk about it. So if you agree or disagree, feel free to start a conversation about it in the comments section below. It's something that I feel like needs to be talked about, and more people need to talk about the double yellow line, because it is a really important thing for anybody that participates in this hobby, or just comes up here to do it for fun, or goes to any mountain to do it for fun. But hope you guys did enjoy this video and this topic, this discussion. If you did, don't forget to leave me a like. Tell me in the comments down below what you all thought of it, and if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe for more. I'll see you guys next time. Most of you guys I'll see in the next gaming video, but also until the next real life video, we'll see you guys later. Talk to you guys next time.